Now, the main reason why I'm bringing this particular topic that you guys are about to watch is because a lot of people has literally tagged we black people as one of the people that literally do not know anything about marriage, literally do not have any feelings, literally do not know how to take care of our houses as a man or as a woman. Literally, they have tagged black people as people that are single mothers and single fathers, forgetting what is happening in their own house, forgetting that they're also 70% of them, as far as I'm concerned, are literally single mothers and single dad. I'm going to share this granny story with you, and it's a whole lot of educational video. That is why I'm bringing it. This is like an off topic from my usual topic that I usually do. But no, when I saw this, I was like, let me bring it down here so that when you watch this video, come back again and start screaming and start shouting that black people don't know how to do this, black people don't know how to do that. We are the only alpha and the omega. You people are not. In fact, white folks, as far as I'm concerned, are the worst when it comes to marital things, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know. Just take it from me. Welcome back. My name is Sonia. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Credit belongs to original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. Like I said, this is a bit off the kind of topics I bring here, but just watch, and I'll be back with commentaries. Mwah.
Mama. One of the questions someone asked from your other videos that you're famous for is you making the mistress pay for your dental work and the things our dad did to you, you know, while y'all were married, the infidelity and the messing around and the girlfriends. And the question that somebody asked was, why did she have 5 kids with a man that did that to her? And what people don't understand is what you went through to avoid. Now, keeping in mind, it was harder to leave men back then. You didn't have your own money. You didn't. It was hard, especially with 5 kids, wondering how you're going to feed them. But you're kind of stuck in that situation. But why don't we explain to everyone what you went through trying not to? And I know you're grateful for every one of us. I know that you love every one of us. But tell me the story, or tell them the story of what you went through with birth control with all these kids.
Well, let's see.
June was on purpose, wasn't she? The first one.
June and Linda was on purpose, yes.
Your first
and
2.
we were going to have 2 children.
Okay.
And so I went to the doctor, and he fit me for diaphragm. And showed me how to take it in and out and stuff. And so
Scoot over a little bit.
I got pregnant with that. And
so the diaphragm failed, and
yeah.
that was which child?
that was the baby I lost.
Okay.
And then the doctor had this cream to put around it. So with Karen, I used a cream and with a diaphragm. And so Karen come along and just didn't.
Okay, so
work.
diaphragm, then diaphragm with the cream.
Yeah,
Okay.
and Michael, the doctor said I wasn't using enough cream. I had showed him the line I put around it. You need a lot of cream. So with Michael, I used probably half a thing each time, but each way, I think he used it as a trampoline. Is what he used it for. He would bounce his little self right up there.
I thought you tried birth control one time, birth control pill.
Birth control pills was after I had Linda, and I was having so much pain each month until they were real strong back when they first came out. I used a pill, and so about 4 or 5 months into that, I was hurting so bad each month, and when it was time for that, and I thought maybe I had lost the baby, but it wasn't. It was a blood clot. So, but anyway,
and of course, my favorite one is me.
He control pills and put me on the diaphragm. So, like I say, Michael used it as a trampoline, and so after Michael, he said, "Well, we have the IUD. The IUD, we can insert that, and you will not get pregnant." So. And that's what I understood, so I got the IUD. So let's see, there's from Michael to you, is it 18 or 20 months between you two?
I think it's like 18 months, yeah.
Well, anyway, I couldn't.
No, almost 2 years, because Michael was November and I was September, so
yeah.
almost 2 years.
Yeah, about 20 months in, probably. Okay. You and Michael was 20 months, and Michael and Karen was like 18 months apart. I mean, it seemed like I was a baby factory, and each one was as sweet as the other, so who cares, you know, I loved them all. But Tammy, her, there's 2 screens that you're supposed to, anyway, the screens were gone, so he figured I had passed it or something. I said, no, I would have known if that had come out of me. I'm too aware of my own body. So he got an x-ray. I thought I was pregnant. And I said, I really think I'm pregnant because it had been all the signs, you know, you have like tender breast.
And this is your 6th pregnancy, so you would know.
I mean, I knew that. I felt like there was he says, no, what it is you're probably building up infection from the IUD, and we need to get it out of there. And I said, but what if I'm pregnant? I said, could you take it out without harming the child? And he said, no, if I took that out, if you are, which he said, I don't think you are. He assured me he didn't think I was. That you know, it would get rid of the baby too. And I said, well, I got to make sure. Well, he had been through with me with a nervous breakdown, trying to stay married to him, this man, and been through all these babies with me. He delivered my babies, and I think he really thought I did not need another child, because he really was pushing me getting that IUD out. He said, if you have a lot of pain, you get here as quick as you can, if you have any pain from there. And you know, I was almost 4 months pregnant before he would admit I was pregnant. And then
Didn't they do an x-ray to see where the IUD was, and they saw the spine?
Yeah, no, IUD showed the x-ray showed the IUD, but I said, oh, there's no baby there. I don't see a baby. He says, well, you wouldn't see it anyway because the bones are too. Anyway, he gave me no hope that was no sign. I felt pregnant. I felt like I was pregnant. And I said, well, I gotta wait. I can't do anything until I know one way or the other. He said, well, if you have any pain, you get here as quick as you can because you're getting infection, and we'll probably have to take out all your female organs. And it sounded like a horror story. But I could not, I could tell I was pregnant, and I could not do anything to harm the child. But I have dreams that was coming out of your head like a Martian, or that I couldn't tell if you were a boy or a girl because the IUD was there, you know, and the nightmares I was having. But finally he says, well, you're right, you are pregnant. And I said, well, will it harm the baby? He said,
how far along were you when he finally admitted?
4 months. 4 months.
What convinced him finally?
I was pregnant. The baby was there. He could tell.
Oh, like just by an examination?
Yeah, an examination, okay. Yeah. And
did they hear fetal heartbeats at that time?
I think they could. I remember hearing a fetal heartbeat. Anyway, with you. Anyway, he knew that I was, so. But he said
he would have never admitted if I would have taken that IUD out.
If you are, 9 times out of 10, the IUD will work that fetus out. Well, you were getting too big by then to be worked out. You pulled you hung on, but you pushed that aside and just matured right next to me.
So it just grew in there right next to me.
Yeah, and I was so, and he said, no, she'll grow in her own sac. I mean, the baby will grow in its own sac, because you couldn't tell back then if it was a boy or a girl. They didn't have the technology then. But he said the baby will grow in its own sac and push it to the side. And when I woke up after having you, he had it in a Kleenex on the side. In the meantime, your dad, we'd already signed the paper. We both had to sign them that he got himself fixed. Because 5 was enough. He had finally, and I was not going to have an operation to stop me from go through all that pain and stuff. And I didn't have to. I just told him he'd never touch me again.
So my birthday was his vasectomy day.
Yeah, it was. He came in doing this.
It's probably why I was the only birthday he ever remembered.
Yeah, he said, doing his hand, says he will never have another child. He had fixed him up good. So.
So when I was born, I just pushed it out when my head came out, and they caught it in some Kleenex, and And we gave it to you.
It was on the nightstand next to me. And
And real quick, because I only have a minute and a half, bringing up back then they would put you to sleep. When you said I woke up and it was by the nightstand. A lot of people don't know there for like a span of 10 years. They would just put women to sleep and deliver the baby on their own without you knowing anything about it.
I do not know giving birth to my last 3 children. And my first one, I didn't either. They put me to sleep with my first baby, and I thought, oh, this is nothing having a baby. You know?
Linda was the only one you felt of all.
Well, I was supposed to be put to sleep, but Dr. Lindell brought her too soon. She should have been an 8-pound baby, and she was only 6 pounds and something. She was not in there long enough, and I could have sued that doctor. I could have sued him for doing that to me. But anyway, she turned out okay.
She was pretty awesome.
She turned out fine.
Okay, Mom, so the last we talked, we were talking about, you know, your husband of 15 years, the father of 5 of your kids.
All 5.
All 5
yes,
of your kids, his running around and the divorce and the decisions you made. But one of my favorite stories that you always tell me is what you did to get your teeth fixed. What you did to my dad's mistress to get your teeth fixed, and I want you to tell the story.
All right. It wasn't easy for me to get a job to start with, and I knew if I was going to get a job, I needed to have my front teeth here had turned black on me, and every time I'd smile, I'd put my hand up like that, trying to hide it. And part of my plan was getting my teeth done. And that was going to be a problem because he didn't like to do anything like that to help in any way. But I did get him to come watch the kids long enough for me to go to the dentist. So when I came out, I had found out that to get these teeth pulled and a plate put in, it would be $375.
That was a lot of money back then.
Yes, it was back in the late 60s.
1 second.
So I knew part of my plan was to get my teeth done so I could get a job where I wouldn't mind smiling. And so I gave it a lot of thought. And I knew after I left the dentist, I said, what am I going to say to him to make him realize how important this is for me? So when I got home, I told him what the price was, and he gave that. Well, you can forget that. I don't have no $375. You know that. I said, well, let me put it this way. You owe me my teeth. They said that they probably turned black because my children took the calcium out of my teeth or something, and it made them turn black. So I said, you owe me my teeth. Well, I ain't got no money. You can just... you know, he was just trying to say, that ain't going to happen. I said, well, let me put it to you this way. Thursday, I made an appointment, and he's going to start working on my teeth. And if $375 is not on this table Thursday morning before I leave, I promise to God Almighty, and you know I don't lie, me and all 5 children, every afternoon, we're going to go down to that bar where your girlfriend, or Evelyn Connolly, she's dead now. I can say her name.
Evelyn Conley was the mistress, everyone.
Yeah. And she was like in her 50s. She was an older woman, but she owned the bar. And she would give him stuff and do things for him. And anyway, I said, I promise you, we will be at that bar every afternoon. The children are going to know their dad. They're going to get drinks and eat pretzels and play pinball and do whatever we want. I said, as long as I'm with them and not drinking and everything, that's not against the law to take children in there. I said, I promise you. And he looked at me and he knew I did not lie. I would have done it. And my children, my little girl Linda heard what was going on. And she went, whoa. We're going to go in the bar. We're going to tell all y'all like all was going to happen, and y'all got so excited about it, and that even scared him more. But anyway, come Thursday morning, there was the money on the table. He says, "I hope you know what I've got to do for this." I said, "I hope you know. I don't care."
Hope you know what I had to do to get these teeth, which is carry your 5 kids. You sorry
well,
bastard.
I didn't say that. I, mean,
I would have. Okay.
all that had been said.
Yeah.
Believe me, but.
So,
Anyway,
wait a minute. Where'd the money come from?
Oh, Evan Conley, the girlfriend. She didn't want me in that bar.
So he had to go tell his mistress,
Yeah.
if you don't give
You
me,
don't know Irma. You do not know Irma. She will do what she said.
if you don't give me $375, my wife and 5 kids.
I don't get the law or something. She says, no, we're not going to get the law. You're not going to turn my wife and kids into the police like that. And he said, well, what am I going to do? Okay, she paid for my teeth. She gave him the money to keep me and the kids out, which was very disappointing to the children. So I got my teeth done, and they were beautiful.
You've had a beautiful smile all your life that I remember. Well, I was a baby when that happened, I'm sure.
Didn't see it, but you don't remember my teeth back then. But they were beautiful, and that was the first step.
Well, thank you, Mistress Evelyn Conley, for my mama having a beautiful smile.
And he called up the night that I finally got the plate, and he said from the bar, says, "Well, I hope you're happy. Yeah, you don't think I hadn't got to pay for this?" I said, "Why are you calling and telling me this? I don't care."
Making you feel bad that he had to pay
made me feel
for what you needed health-wise.
I did not feel guilty. If I thought that money was coming to the children and me for groceries and clothes or something, it would have been different. But I never would have seen that money. Never, if Evelyn had to give it to him. But I got my teeth done. And then I went looking for a job. And over on St. Simon's Island, there in Georgia, there was a restaurant called, what was the name of that?
Hurricane Annie's?
No, it was not. That's another story.
That's another story. Okay, so since this...
Anyway, it ended up going to... I worked at the yacht club on St. Simon's Island. I got the job, and I got me a babysitter. And then he found me some that I could write a book about. And anyway, when the money started coming in I was making, he liked that. Because that kind of took the pressure off of him and his $50
we have 3 minutes.
Every Friday for groceries.
3 minutes left.
And so that was my first step of getting away. And from then on, I saw women who were doing the very same thing. They had children. They didn't need a man. And it was great, the freedom I felt after I went to work.
So I want to wrap this up. And the next one that we need to talk about is once you got that beautiful smile and was able to get away from those kids and get babysitters and start finding jobs, the first thing that women hear is, you've got 5 kids. You're never going to find a man to love you.
That's right.
And you're going to be... Now we're going to talk about how true that statement is, that you're never going to find a man to love you with 5 kids.
Would want me with 5 kids, he would say.
So next on the saga of the Southern Granny.
Anyways, welcome back to the channel, and you guys can literally see what this woman actually went through in the hands of her white husband. Mind you, why I'm bringing this video for a lot of people that do not know is because this woman, there's one video that I actually uploaded here that she literally talked about what happened to black people and so on and so forth, and how black people were used east, west, north and south. But you can go check out that video, because why I brought this particular one is especially for those people that will be making it target as if the only marriage that is having issues, the only people that are always single are black people. I don't know where this illusion is coming from. They already have this mindset that every single mother is a black woman. But this woman was left with 5 children alone for her to cater. And I believe there are a lot of white folks out there that are still experiencing this, but they will not look into their own issue and know how to fix their own issue. They always love to pop nose in black people's issue and keep tagging, especially black American women, that, oh, they are single mothers, they're single mothers. You think these white men are actually faithful? You think they are faithful in their marriage? In fact, as far as I'm concerned, they're literally the worst when it comes to this marriage everything. I actually have a story of another black lady that got married to a white man that at the end of the day, she was literally bashing we black folks that if you don't have a husband that is caring, if you don't have a husband that is doing this for you, if you don't have a husband that is doing that for you, it's because you got married to a black man. And at the end of the day, guess what? It was not even less than a month. That said man that she has been lifting, praising, raising him high, making him look as if he is the alpha and the omega, left her with the babies, and she is now coming back to beg black community for help. These things happen those days, not recently. So this is what this lady went through, and a lot of white women are still going through this, but they will not remove what is in their own eyes before they will come tag a black person, calling a black person a single mother. And as far as I'm concerned, 70% of them are also single mother. And I don't even know why a lot of people think they see something wrong for just a person to be training up a child, right? I don't know. If you're not comfortable with your spouse, if you're not okay with your spouse, can't you move on? You can move on, you can leave. You don't need to stay there, die there, remain there, and so on and so forth. I don't know why these people are getting this illusion that, oh, no matter how evil is the situation, you have to stay. You have to stay. I don't know. It's not a must as far as I'm concerned. If it's working fine, yeah. If you're not working fine and you feel like you can't even breathe, you need to go give yourself some breathing space. That's just the honest truth. But anyways, let me know what you think about this video. Credit belongs to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Do what? Subscribe, like this video, drop me your comments, and lastly, do not forget to share for every other person to get this good news. And yes, with that being said, with no further ado, I'm going to be Simba, and I'll see you guys in my next one. And for now, bye guys. I love you guys. Mwah.